Dear friends, how are you feeling as you enter Lent this year? Are you feeling happy, excited? Or are you feeling like myself that I used to feel many years ago? When Lent is coming near, I would be beginning to feel, oh, it's going to be a boring time. I have to give up many things. I can't do the things I like to do. Watching television, which is something that I love to do, but now Lent season means giving up those things. And when I begin to think of the things that I have to give up at Lent, I begin to feel a bit gloom. But over the years, my attitude towards Lent have been changing. And as I look back, this change began to happen when I began to realize that Lent can be a powerful way of experiencing spiritual breakthroughs. And when I began to focus during Lent on a particular intention, maybe for my family, something that I'm really desiring and praying for, and I used that Lent period to really pray for that thing and focus on that thing, then I began to find that Lent was becoming more and more exciting. That Lent was a time to experience the miracles of God. So, are you looking for a spiritual breakthrough in your life? Are you looking for a spiritual breakthrough in your family? Maybe things are not working out well for your life. Well, take this opportunity of Lent to enter more fully into it so that you can experience and reap great spiritual benefits. Now, this year particularly, the Lord is drawing me to focus on Himself because Jesus Himself is the model of how we can live this season of Lent. Because Jesus went into that 40 days of fasting and praying, and He was going into this period because He was preparing Himself to be an instrument to bring great spiritual breakthroughs in the lives of people. And so there are three very important attitudes that we see in Jesus, attitudes that we need to have if we want to really find something good during this Lent. First, Jesus had this attitude of going into the desert to spend time with the Father in prayer so that He can hear the voice of the Lord, freed from all kinds of distraction. As He could focus Himself on the Father, He could hear the Father's voice and direction for His mission in life. Secondly, Jesus gave up many things. Yes, going into the desert means He had to give up many things. But the reason why He gave up all these things was for the mission. Yes, His attitude was for others. He went into the desert to prepare Himself for the mission. And so, one very important attitude in Lent is we think about others, our mission in life. And thirdly, brothers and sisters in Christ, giving up things in Lent means you give up something and you replace it with something else. So for Jesus, giving up things during the desert was so that He could be with the Father. And we see in today's gospel, Jesus reminding us that his way of fasting is different from what the disciples of John did. Because Jesus compared fasting to a wedding. When the bridegroom is present, when there's a wedding feast, you don't fast. When the bridegroom is taken away, then you fast, meaning fasting must be seen in the context of a relationship. We fast because we are longing for the Lord in our lives. The Lord is our bridegroom. We want to come closer to him. We want to walk in his ways, and we want to do the things that he is asking of us. And we see the same thing in the first reading. Real fasting, fasting that will reap great benefits, must not just be focused on doing certain things, but it also has that attitude of reaching out to others. So yes, brothers and sisters in Christ, these three spiritual pillars that we are invited to practice during this Lenten season: prayer, fasting, and almsgiving. We need all three. We can't say, I just pray and don't do fasting and don't do any reaching out to others. Lent is a time that as a Christian, what we do normally throughout the whole year, now in this season of Lent, we do it more intensely. We draw closer to the Lord so that we can hear his voice. We give up the things that prevent us from coming closer to the Lord. And we must have this right focus in our mind, the mission of God. We want to give up all these things. We want to spend time with God so that God can use us to bring spiritual blessings to the lives of others. When we think of others, then we will experience spiritual breakthroughs in our lives. So I pray for you, brothers and sisters in Christ, that this Lenten season will be something truly meaningful. It will be something where you really experience God in your life. God bless.